Hello folks, thank you very much for watching. We're just going to play a little bit Final Fantasy, do a bit more of the main quest line. So we have to head to... actually what we're going to do is we're going to flip characters. There we go. Well, now we're on the right character. The other character's my higher level character, which I'm kind of put on ice for now. Just because that's a bunch of classes I haven't played in a while, and it makes it a little bit difficult to figure out exactly the rotation and everything. So I'm kind of replaying through the beginner stuff with my Paladin so far. We'll just let this load. Alrighty. So our first quest is this one here. So Terror at Fall Gourd. So we'll go and talk to the MDC. Just looks like they're in the little hut here. I'll make sure to get this Choco Keep. Yoink. Not that I end up using them. Now I'm ignoring these other ones just because they're side quests and they're probably a little bit lower level than I am. 28, and right now I'm almost, I am 32. So we'll pop back in here. And there the person is. Medrod, please leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I look death in the face. 'Tis only a matter of time before he comes for me, just like he came for that poor woman. You wonder words with Medrod? Well, as you can see, that might be tricky. He's been this way near a fortnight. If you need him to make sense in a hurry, might be as I can give you some advice. Though he looks a man grown, Medrod's still a little boy on the inside. You might try feeding him a serving of lentils and chestnuts, his mother's specialty. Stuff should be easy enough to find in Gridania. Oh, and a few soothing words won't go astray either. Nothing like Mummy's cooking and her expert ministrations for skin knee, as it were. Okay, we need to find some lentils and chestnuts. Try the inn, I believe. We'll put the shop over here. What does the shop over here carry first? Battle gear, purchase items. Nope. We'll repair it over here anyway. Alright, we'll go to the inn. See if they're hiding anything. Don't see a merchant here though. We may have to head back into Gridania itself. What else do we have here? Actually, it looks like it is. So we'll head to Old Gridania quickly. Hop on my Chocobo. Yeah, I'm enjoying Paladin so far. It's not too bad. Doesn't take. It's not as quick as kill certain stuff, but you also don't take as much damage. I find, and at 35, you'll get something that helps with that. What level is that? Level 5. We'll skip that. That fate. Alrighty, the gates to Old Gridania are right here. Now the only thing is we can't use our chocobo here, but we can use the aetherites. I just have to figure out. I think it's gonna be near that one. Give it a look. Look around. Hoping. Let's see, what do you carry? Nope, cornmeal, rye flour, and sunset wheat flour. Let's have a quick look here. Oop. We'll pop that over there. Lentils and chestnuts. Let's see where the quickest, easiest way to get these are. Okay, 14.5, 8.5. We'll pull up the map. So 14.5 and 8.5. So right in the main market board area. And we'll pop up to, I think it's the Leatherworkers Guild, the closest we can get. And I wonder if we sold anything. Let's check. Yep, we sold everything we had, so we'll pull that out. So we're up to 137,000 now, which isn't bad considering we're level 32 and don't have any other classes. Now it's just to find this guy, Independent Culinarian. So we'll grab some lentils and chestnuts. And now probably the quicker way is just to teleport to Fallgord Floats. Alrighty, let's go talk to that gentleman again. And here he is. So we'll go like this. It was horrible, a waking nightmare. Cannot unsee. Oh gods, what I have done to deserve this. Mummy! Alright, lentils and chestnut. Hand them over. You found it. This is my favoriteest dish in the whole world. Mom made this for me whenever I felt glum, and it never failed to make me forget my... Wait a minute. You're trying to make me tell you about that, aren't you? No. Too horrible. Oh, 1 second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, and soothe with an E this time, and an extra. You're right, it's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true. But that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman, one glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In that instance, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, came to claim her soul for his realm. What? You're investigating the same masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medrod's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork. That's what I wanted to. Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventure. It's the least I can do to repay her for bringing me lentils and chestnuts. Complete. Well, that's one quest done. Talk to Aideen. So here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Ouch. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin known as Ziz could inflict such wounds. That's why some folks are pointing their fingers at them. I somehow doubt that the answer is that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 6 of the creatures and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths. Alrighty. We'll hop on our chocobo. We're going the right way, we are. Oh, there's a hunt mark, which we won't bother with right now. Something later on. Alright, here is the Ziz. Avoid those, but they hurt. You get caught from those. Well, that's one. Combat's a little slower in Final Fantasy XIV, I don't mind that. It doesn't make it easy, actually. In some cases, they throw some stuff to the Two. My paddle. So it looks like I'm wielding. Three. My shield. Oh, avoid that. And number 4. Looks like a deep dark pit. Now one thing Final Fantasy does have, like for instance, you can't jump off of it. It's actually an invisible wall. Both good and bad. There's no way they could really, if they made it fall off, it will probably fall off quite often. I'm assuming from a game design standpoint, there's probably no land below there or anything to land on, so they just have to kill you and throw you back up to the top or whatever anyway, so. Should there be some more over here? We'll check. Alright. Oh, they must be up above me. Oops. Oh. Get rid of this Bane Mite. These used to drop Dynamite Web to sell for decent. I'm not sure about now. I have to really check the prices of that stuff at the moment. We'll head up to get the other Ziz. So it's right there. one more. No, not a big deal. And there we go. Let's head back to Aiden, it looks like. Grab our chocobo and have it run there. Lalafell, Drake Hellfire. Alright, Mrs. Aiden. You're already seen to this. Good work, adventurer. So were you able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are our culprits? Nothing. Truth be told, even if there was proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike Ziz from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? Heh heh heh. Sigh. Unseemly japes aside, there's been going around. There's a rumor that's been going around. There's some as whisper that after each victim died, his rancor went into a great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire sand stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments, and I'll give them a gander. Alright. Well, he wants to talk to me as well. There's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself lest I worsen Medrod's paranoia, but I too have seen the wing eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same as Medrod's. I was hanging home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you have a mind to investigate. Alrighty. I assume they're both over there, from the looks of it. Hop on my chocobo. I might go this way. I'm gonna ignore you. Don't really want to fight the golem. At least not right now, anyway. There he goes. Head back. Alrighty. So, I think right here is where we need to throw these fire sand sticks. There we go. Humming crystal. Humming crystal. Doesn't really look like a crystal, but alrighty. We're both in the same region. No, the other one is up further. We're probably gonna have to aggro something here. Again, we'll just ignore them for now. We'll get rid of those Diz though. I'd rather not fight that little Destiny guy. Now, we can fight this. You know it's a fight because it's purple around it, so it's going to spawn an enemy. There we go. Heavy Bane Knight. Looks like a giant eyeball. Report back. We'll flip behind this guy. I don't really want to do that big fight. Alrighty, we'll talk to these two NPCs again. And in these quests. Alright. Most folks are too scared to go within 100 yalms of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name. But what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer like you, eh? Give her the crystals. Huh? Why, these are just your garden variety crystals. 'Tis a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flash of moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone to waste both your time and a perfectly good fire sensei. Oh well. And we'll talk to Mr. Ivorot. A monstrous Baymite appeared, and you slew it. That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Falgord. And just so you know, you've done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of the light combined with blind panic? Vitality, tenacity, that's what, a ring? No, bracelet. I don't really need that. Take the pants, I guess. Alright, let's talk to Medrod again. Sigh, there's been no promising lead in the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it as this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I've been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt it was a winged eyeball that I had witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken so distinctly a creature for a Baymite. But you and I were realms apart. How could you both see precisely at the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with a Baymite at the very spot you claim to see the fiendish eyeball. Isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I'd wager an apple tart on it. Ooh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be. Gas! Gods, of course. There must be more than one of the buggers. Ugh, it's so obvious. But then that means, since there has been repeated sighting of these fiends, then there might be even more victims as yet undiscovered. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown. Lest you've forgotten, it was at the rocky area to the west I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you may want to alert the authorities. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the region. Alright. Hop on our chocobo, and we'll head back down there yet again. It is what it is! Haha! Yeah, some of the fates are plays on words, so to speak. Oh, we'll end up having to fight you anyway. Let's get rid of ya. That's one. Oh, two, just for good measure. Didn't mean to click that. It's all good though. Oops, there's a mangled corpse here. That isn't good. And there is the eyeball. Alrighty, eyeball is dead. So I'll have to search the maiden's corpse. And apparently, I have to head back, looks like, to where the serpents are. That's the Gridania brand company. We'll ignore it. Not really in the mood to kill a bunch of bane mites. Alright, we'll tuck ourselves in there, and I guess the first building on our left. Right there. Althamar. Greetings, adventurers. There ought I might assist you with. Give him the whole corpse, which looks like a flower. Gods be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the central shroud. While the mass stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any, sightings of the winged eyeballs are common enough. The creatures appear to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. The victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's been difficult to identify them so as to notify their next of... this button, engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim, a family sigil, or that of an organization, perhaps. Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders. Alright. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You'll need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard procedure and trust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by Muin. Mayhap someone in her vast network of contacts can shed light upon this sigil. Alrighty. We'll go and... No, I don't want to go there. I want to go back to Gridania. Muin is in the tavern in New Gridania. Which is this away. you. What's this? Sight to behold. Well, I understand that adventurers have cares in their mind. It would make life easier if I could keep their personal effects in her, but you did not come here to lend an ear to my grumblings. This is the book in question. The face of its owner was unfamiliar to me, but Eral over there seemed quite smitten with her, as with every pretty lass he laid his eyes on. But that's neither here nor there. Might I trouble you to inquire as to the girl's whereabouts? I found the man to be less than forthcoming ever since I spurned his advances. I don't know what quest that is. I don't remember that one before. Let's have a little talk to Eral. Ah, the sweet little thing with the journal. Of course I remember, and remember her well. Had a smile to warm the heart, and a laugh, a little, one might say, to tickle the depths of the soul. And she is the most eager to hear tales of my many travel, which speaks to a keen and sensitive mind. Jilly, I believe, was her name? No, that's not right. Jilly was the redhead from last week. Ah, damned if I can remember. You must understand, no small number of comely lasses seek out my company. I dare say keeping all the names' faces straight is an adventure in itself. Wow. Any road, the girl spoke of paying a visit to Apkulu Falls before traveling on. Like as not, you'll find her there now, shedding a tear or two at our parting. Do pass along my regards if you see her. She should be readily recognizable in that charming straw hat of hers. Anyway, we'll pick that up later. Let's go to Mother Mayun. Good evening to you, Kivert. By your grim expression, I expect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. Well, isn't that a lovely little button? The engraving is quite exquisite, artisan level quality, I would say. Where did you say you found this? On a dead body? Lovely. Anyways, I'm afraid I do not recognize the lily sigil. You'll have to find the answer the old-fashioned way, by asking around. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette, over by the Aethered Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. Alrighty. Talk to her. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a quest I receive on a regular basis. Well, go on then. Show me what you have. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old, though I cannot claim to know its sigil. However, I can say with certainty that the white lily is a recurring theme in Gridania culture. Alas, I did not know who could make a personal sigil of it. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Sengul over at the Lancers Guild. That one makes a point of knowing all citizens on a four-name basis. There's another Broadening Horizons. Kivern, is it not? I've been following your exploits with great interest. You served Gridania well, but I believe your greatest accomplishments are yet to come. It was with such lofty expectations that I grant you passes beyond Gridania's own White Wolf Gate. Take this pass and show it to Franz Mote, the gatekeeper. Gird yourself well for the battles to come, and I'm sure the news of your deeds will reach me again before long. That's just opening up the gate out this way, but we'll go and do that quick. That's the carpenter one, yeah. Samurai. Only those who possess escape pass may travel through White Wolf Gate. It is for your own good. The fearsome beasts that lurk beyond with terror adventurer limb for limb. You have papers? Let us see. Yes, everything appears to be in order. Go in safety, Kivern. In the future, should you wish to pass, you need only say the word. Alright. Oh, okay, we get the 8th right. Well, that's handy anyway. We need to go to Old Gridania to the Lancers Guild, from the looks of it. Probably quicker just do this and grab the one by the Conjurer's Guild. Right over here. Lancer's Guild. And there she is. Bernadette believes that I can help you? Well, that is a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear. But whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The only owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's Ward, northwest of here. Wait, a memory comes to me. Of late there has been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursandel, and I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button upon the breast of his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. Alright, which means... where are you? Oh, up there. I mean, that sight to behold is up there as well, so we'll go and do both. Don't want to go that way. I do not believe we are acquainted. Pray leave me to my thoughts. The sigil of the Darkanur's family. Dartancours? Anyway. How is it that you come to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman? Her face was marred in any way? I have feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths, but on one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. Oh, cutscene. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dartancours. Dartancours? During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed they would help her regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. The ritual seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually, there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaids to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was, but when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hawk Manor, my home for nigh on a half-century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I never put the matter behind me. Indeed, I have resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must end, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest, as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hawk Manor, on the western edge of the central shadow. Go now. Go and do what must be done. Alrighty. We'll head to Apakulu Falls, and then we'll head to Hawk Manor. Hawk Manor being the next dungeon. Pardon, I don't believe we met. You something of mine, you say? My journal, thank the 12. In my haste to escape the clutches of that insufferable muttonmonger, it slipped my mind entirely. Might it be so bold to ask your name? You have my gratitude, Kivrin. It may not look like much, but I count this humble diary among my most prized possessions. Its pages brim with tales of the most heart-stirring sights to be seen in our realm, as told to me by the sensitive souls I have met in my travels across Eorza. Tales that have struck me with a most incurable case of wanderlust. As an adventurer, you too have seen the realm, I'm sure, but I would ask you, Kivrin, have you truly seen her, bore witness to Orzia in her myriads of splendor? Have you stood on the palm-fringed beaches of Costello just as the sun peeks out over the horizon, its rays kissing the sand beneath your feet? Have you lost yourself in the night sky of the Sigori, adrift amidst the boundless sea of stars? But why do I even try to convey with words that which must be seen to be appreciated? Oh, so this is probably the sightseeing guide. To our fortune, whithersoever we wander, Urza's beauty is but a stone's throw away. If I may quote from my journal, yes, this is the one. Afore the fane, beneath the two that are one, her divine cup runneth over with light ethereal. Such were the conjurer's word, and would see as he saw. I saw for myself before coming here, and I assure you the conjurer spoke the truth. Indulge me, go there and look out upon the beauty before you. I would hear your thoughts. Alright, so we have to go down to... I wonder, do you have anything for me? Oh, same stuff. Do I have any yet? I have 5. Gives me fat chocobo head and a goblin hat. So far, there's more. I believe there's more anyway. Orchestron roll. Oh, there's some of the others. Voidal Resonator, Behemoth, Wild Rose Birding. Alright. So we'll head down here, I guess. And we'll use the portal, or 8th right I should say, and go to Conjurer's Hill. And they wanted us to go here and look out. You've looked upon one of Iora's stirring vistas, as identified by explorer Milith Ironheart. Return to Apakulu Falls and report your sighting. Alright, so what I'll do is, again, we'll go to the amphitheater. And we'll head back up to the falls. Welcome back, Kivrin. I trust you are as moved by the sight as I was. The great stone that adorns the entrance to Stilglade Fane is none other than the Sky Serpent's egg, cast down from the heavens by Nofika, the matron so long ago. And those mammoth tree trunks, remnants no doubt of a primeval forest. Whence did they come? Why do the two great arbors grow as one? This I do not know. But what I do know is the realm is replete with such beauty if one only knows where to look. This is what compels me to wander, not the promise of power, glory, or riches, but a burning desire to bear witness to all the wonders around us, as wrought by gods and men alike. Though we have just met, the twinkle in your eyes tells me that we share certain aesthetic sensitivities. It would be my pleasure to gift you with a sightseeing log of your own. In its pages, you will find my record of the most stirring sights in the realm, but those I've seen with my own eyes, and those I have, thus far, at least only heard of in my travels. No doubt your adventures keep you occupied, but is this not all the more reason to take in the sights as you travel, that both body and mind might enjoy a moment's respite from time to time, and who can say, perhaps you will discover glorious new vistas that eluded even me. With that, I wish you safe travels, Kivrin. When you've seen all there is to see, pray return to me. I would like nothing more than to share impressions with a fellow sensitive soul. Alrighty. Alright, now we need to go to Hawk Manor. Ooh. Helps when I'm not running into the side of a bridge or a mountain. Now, Hawk Manor, where were you close to? Up there. Okay, let's go to Bent Branch Meadows then. Alright. Let's head on, get on our chocobo, and head on up. Alright, so we'll head towards Hawk Manor. Avoid the Morbles. They are an absolute pain to fight, so I will avoid them. Stropers are not as bad, but still bad enough. Alright, here is Hawk Manor. Tries to reduce their damage, and Light increases our damage. Avoid that. Alright, Manor Gate. There we go. Alrighty, before we go into there, that's where I think I'm gonna end the stream for today. We'll grab the stream again and run through Hawk Manor, just because it's gonna take half an hour, 40 minutes normally, depending on the group. Might take a little less if it's a good group. Might take a little bit longer if it's a bad group. Appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, and I hope you tune in again. Thank you.